Hey, Ione, how are you? Thank you for being on Hollywood Headliners tonight. We appreciate it. Congratulations on your new book coming out.
Thank you.
Set the book up a little bit and tell us what it's about, and then I want to ask you why you got into it.
Well, it's a kid's book, and it's sort of autobiographical, kind of about my brother and my relationship with my grandparents, who are these great New York sort of Jewish New York characters, and I just sort of was inspired to write about Yiddish, and I mean, I do love Yiddish. I'm not an expert, but I just sort of wrote a funny story using Yiddish words to illustrate what they meant, and it turned out pretty well, and then I got a literary agent. She liked it, and it just kept going from there.
Are you a writer sort of naturally?
Yeah, when I was a kid, I loved writing. Like, I wrote a lot, and even in school I would write stories, and I loved writing, but I hadn't done it for years. And then in my 20s it turned into poetry, and in my teens and all of that, but I hadn't written in a while, and I definitely didn't think I would put out a kid's book, but it happened kind of rather easily in a way.
Let's mention the name of the book.
Well, let's do that.
Yeah, the book's called My Yiddish Vacation.
My Yiddish Vacation?
Sort of My Yiddish Vacation.
Mm-hmm.
And that was kind of the working title, but it just sort of stayed. I kept thinking of another title, and it just stayed My Yiddish Vacation.
Sounds like a movie to me. It sounds like an upcoming movie, Ione. In the book business now, the publishers want you to take control of the promotion. They're really looking to you now to push the book for them. They don't have the resources they used to have.
That's right. How did you know that? I just found that out.
God, you should have called me like last week. I could have talked to you about this.
I know. It's costing me a lot. Like, I hired my own publicist.
Yeah, it's a pain in the neck.
It's
a pain in the neck. People say,
I figured I didn't want to regret. Like, I didn't want to look back in 10 years and think, why didn't I put any energy behind the book?
Yeah,
that's smart.
And yeah, it's true.
But what's good about this for you is it's going to teach you to really work the social media waves. And to be in the promotion business, you're going to learn a lot about what it's like to get stuff out there through Amazon and all the entities that you're going to be doing now with your book and promoting it. It's going to be quite a fascinating experience for you, and you'll get really good at it. And so your second book will go right through the ceiling, and then sell it to Disney for $4 billion.
You're married to Ben Lee, and does he have a new album out, or is he working? What's he doing now?
Yeah, he just started an album. Like a couple days ago, he started recording with a producer called Brad Wood, who he's worked with, and Brad Wood's done a lot of great albums, like Liz Phair, and just a bunch of different albums, and they work really well together. And he just started it, and I'm really excited about it.
What was it like? Can I just talk a little bit about you and Dad?
Sure.
What was it like growing up around a musician, and a very successful and popular musician? What was that life like as a kid?
Well, yeah. So they separated when I was a baby, so I didn't grow up with him because it wasn't like a great separation.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew who he was. Like, my mother wasn't weird about it. Like, we had a couple of his albums. I mean, it wasn't like she was pushing who he was, but I was sort of familiar, and that was kind of weird, knowing that he was this musician. But also the kids in school, my age, in the 70s, they didn't really know who he was. It was more like their parents would have known, I guess.
Mm-hmm,
so
mm-hmm.
It wasn't like I had this. My friends didn't know, who he was. And when I got older, people started more saying, "Oh my God, your dad." But yeah, I mean,
what's your relationship?
I didn't know.
What's your relationship with him now?
Now it's quite tender. I mean, I started probably when I was around 18. That's when we started really making an effort, and now it's quite sweet. I mean, it's a little weird because I didn't grow up with him, and I'm sure he feels, it's a little complicated.
Yeah.
But we both. It's funny how you do get characteristics, and I feel a side of him.
Interesting.
I love to draw, and
Uh-huh.
he's quite a good artist, and I liked poetry, and he obviously can write beautiful, lyrics.
What have you got coming up next? Are you, as an actor, and a darn good one and a popular one? What's going on in your career from an acting standpoint?
Yeah, well, I just did. I was in my friend Zoe Cassavetes' movie. She's doing a movie, and she's John Cassavetes and Jenna Rollins' daughter, and so she's bursting with creativity. And so she directed her second film, and I was just played a part in that film. And then I just did a part in this MTV show called Awkward, which is, I guess, pretty popular. It's for younger people. I wasn't really watching it, but like my 12-year-old, it's something my 12-year-old will love. The
name of the book is My Yiddish Vacation, and it's available on Kindle, and you'll be able to get it in hardcover also. And the author is actress Ione Skye, who has been with us this evening on Hollywood Headliners. Ione, thank you. It's fun to get to chat with you. Sam Rubin from KTLA was here earlier this evening. He says, "Oh, Ione's going to be on. She was with me not too long ago. He loves you."
Oh, great. Yeah. Oh, good. Thanks so much.
We appreciate it. Thank you for joining us, and we'll look forward to My Yiddish Vacation, your first super hit children's book.